Disclaimer, if any of you still believe in Santa Claus, you best turn back now.
The following program is rated A for adolescent. Viewer discretion is advised.
It is a waste of time, and it's a disgrace.
Welcome to Waste of Time's Christmas special. I'm Ron Edville, and this is the only program brought to you by people in the many stages of puberty. In today's episode, the science of Santa. Is it within the laws of physics to bring presents to every child? We'll find out. And we interview Santa about our concerns with him and children. And live from the Mange Auditorium, the 2019 Fecal Finals. But first, watch this.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another episode of The Adolescent Brain. I'm your host, Elijah, and today we will be looking into the science of Santa. Is it feasible? With me today is Wyatt Shapiro, the one and only magnificent man. Hello, Wyatt. How are you doing today? Thank you for joining us.
I'm doing very well, Elijah. Thank you so much for having me here today.
Okay, thank you for that. As you know, we will be discussing how Santa works and really what goes on behind the scenes. Now, before we get into it, can you give us some background on who Santa is and like Christmas in general?
Yes, so Santa Claus was just a toy maker back a long time ago, and one day he saw this little kid on the street and he was like, oh, I feel bad for you, so he gave him a toy. And then from there on he developed this love of giving to people who were in need, and so he decided that he would, kind of try to give to as many kids as possible, and that's really where this entire this tradition came about. And the way he gives to the kids is actually very interesting. He's honed it for a long time, and it's a very scientific process. It took a very long time to hone.
I see. So, as you know, as most people watching this will know, Santa flies around at night and delivers presents on his sleigh with his 8 reindeer.
Yes. So, to begin, many people have been asking about the way that the reindeer fly. And now, so Santa, a very intelligent person, has honed this incredible craft of finding exactly when to feed the reindeer tons and tons of beans. Like, the amount of beans that we're talking about here, like, so many beans. It's kind of crazy. And so, he just... What is that? What is that? What the hell just happened?
Pay no mind to that. That's just the whistleblower. Anyway, let's get back to where we were. We were talking about how reindeer can't fly, and that just seems like obvious. How could reindeer possibly fly? Well, brilliant scientist Wyatt has an answer.
Okay. Yeah, sure. Okay, anyway, sorry. So Santa feeds these reindeer. There's so many beans, like so many beans. And then about 3 hours later, he takes off, and these beans just cause so much extreme flatulences in these reindeer that the just incredible amount of methanol gases that come out of these reindeer's bum-bums just propels them into the air at thousands of miles per hour, faster than any car known to man, probably faster than any plane as well. And so that's really how he's able to fly around the earth so fast. Incredible speeds with these reindeer.
Yes, and with Santa, it's true. Santa would need to go incredibly fast to reach every single house in one night. For example, if Santa were to reach every single house in the world over one night, he'd have to travel over 2,000 miles a second. That is incredibly fast. He would have almost no time to stop at each house.
Yes.
He would only have to spend like 1/billionth of a second at just one house. That's an incredibly small amount of time.
Yeah, so the amount of beans that these reindeer get cannot be overstated. They just get so many. And really, the really interesting part here is the way that Santa is able to deliver these presents, right? So, As you know, the reindeer have extreme flatulence, just ridiculous amounts, right? So, if you hold the present in front of their bum bum and aim them at the chimney, it just propels the present so fast down the chimney that you can do it in a split second. And that's how he's able to. Just going around, he usually has one reindeer in reserve for this incredible practice.
Okay. Well, I think that's enough about bum bums. Also, Santa supposedly carries around massive amounts of presents for all the good girls and boys. Girls and boys. But how many presents would that be? Well, it would be about 2.2 billion presents, which means Santa would have to haul over 1 million tons of gifts just in one night. That is an incredible amount.
Okay, now here's where the whimsicality of it kind of stops. So he does carry all of those gifts, but he doesn't carry all of them, right? There's almost no way that someone could carry all of that together. So a lot of the elves come with them with their own reindeers, just smaller packs, and they're able to bring the gifts with them, and they're the ones who are actually pushing it down the chimney with the reindeer bum bum. So that's how he's able to actually bring all of those presents. They just have a large band of elves with tons and tons of presents with them.
Yes, and speaking of methane gas, Santa Claus is actually one of the leading causes of global warming and the ice caps melting, because he has a massive operation up there with thousands of
reindeers farting.
Thousands of people and a lot of child or elf labor who have to make all of these billions of presents for everyone, and he needs a lot of energy, and it's very expensive to heat up an entire facility and create all these toys at the North Pole. So Santa does produce a lot of greenhouse gases, along with the massive farts of the reindeer.
Yes, and methane gas does attribute a lot to global warming. Unfortunately, those reindeer, they do end up attributing a decent amount. So
yes, but unfortunately, that is all the time we have to discuss Santa science for today. Thank you for joining me, Wyatt, on this wonderful adventure of knowledge. And anyway, we will see you after this.
Hello, welcome to the Canine Fall Fecal Finals, broadcasted live here in Tokyo, Cuba, and brought to you by Asinal. Now, with their new paw line, you can be sure that your canine friends are in no more pain. And by Dribble's Big Bites. The bigger the bite, the bigger the release. And by Invisaleash, the leash that will make you say, is that dog even on a leash? My name is Bobby Sprinklebottom. I'm here today with my good friend Duke Peepee, and we're about to get into the incredible canine fecal finals here. How are we doing today, Duke?
I'm doing very well because these are the best of the best in the world. They are world renowned. Some rookies, some veterans, and a lot of differences in these style poops. I'm very interested to see them.
Yeah, me too, Duke. I'm very excited. See, we've had a whole year leading up to this incredible finals, and I'm just excited to see who will pull through and who will fall behind. All right, who do we have first here, Duke?
Well, Bobby, we have Sparky, a 4-foot-long Chihuahua from North South Carolina. It usually has some trouble on the release, and she has moderate hemorrhoid swelling, and she's also been diagnosed with terminal AIDS.
Oh, that really is too bad. I'm really rooting for her now. I want her to win this money so she can get that terminal. Oh, here we go. Looks like there's another dog looking to cheer her on. Oh, but the dog does leave. Looks like she's having a little bit of a struggle here. Usually she can get it out faster, but she seems to be struggling here on the release. Looking like a nice long strand, though. A lot of the judges are going to really like that. Ooh, and a nice, gorgeous poopy coming out of her bum bum. I thought that was a really great poop. I'm probably expecting somewhere around a 95 points. What about you, Duke?
That was a very good one big long strand, not too dry, not too wet. It was very good, Bobby.
I thought it was really gorgeous. So let's see those scores here coming in from our casters. It's looking like that will be a 90 points from Sparky. A very respectable score. Not the best he's gotten Not 90 tapeworms out of 100. Very respectable score, not the best she's ever gotten, but still extremely impressive. Who do we have next, Duke?
Well, Bobby, we have Discharge. She has been diagnosed with terminal AIDS as well. She's from southwest North Carolina. She's been known for having wetter poops, and she also has severe hemorrhoid swelling.
Wow, that really is too bad. I'm really rooting for her. Hopefully she can get that money to fix her terminal AIDS. Oh, and looks like we are off currently. Now, she's going to be looking to squeeze out a gorgeous poop like the one we just witnessed, but, ooh, it is looking very wet on the release here. Not a really nice long strand, a little bit splotchy. We really don't like to see that. She probably isn't happy with that performance, and I'm not expecting a very high score from it. What do you think, Duke?
I think it was a good release, but very, very wet. A bit too wet for the judges' liking, I would presume.
I would agree with that. I'm not expecting anything over maybe an 85. All right, so let's see our score here. Looks like we are going to be an 82 tapeworms out of 100. Now, not a perfect score, not a terrible score. Once again, I'm actually a little bit surprised about it. I thought he would get a little lower. What do you think, Duke, about that score?
I think the judges kind of favored her in a bit because that poop was very, very wet, and an 82, that's a bit high for a really wet poop.
That is true. Discharge is a very popular dog. So let's see who we have next.
Well, Bobby, we have Stool. She has been diagnosed with terminal AIDS. She's from Old Town, New Mexico, and she is also 7 feet in length, which is very impressive.
That is extremely impressive. I'm really just hoping she can win so you can get those terminal AIDS treated. Let's get rolling here. Oh, all right, here we go. Looking like he's going into the cup. A very bold move here. Not a gorgeous poop, a little bit splotchy, coming out in little chunks. You don't like that. He does not seem very happy about it either. But into the cup, that will surely give him some extra points. It's very difficult. That aim is very impressive. And even coming up, his butt coming up there, he was still able to plop it right into the cup. What do you think about that, Duke?
I think it was a very impressive poop, but then again, a bit too chunky for the judges' liking. They like those big, long strands like Sparky earlier in the competition. Bobby?
Of course, and again. These dogs, they're all incredible. Some are better than others, obviously. So I'm not expecting too high of a score there. Let's see what we got from the judges here. A 70, the lowest in our competition yet, and one of the lowest I think I've seen in one of these finals in a while. It wasn't too wet, so I'm thinking it's a bit odd that it's a 70, but it was very splotchy, and a lot of the judges don't like that.
A lot of judges like nice and smooth as Sparky earlier in the competition, but a bit too chunky and also. Yeah, this is a bit too chunky for the judges' liking, I guess.
I agree. I wasn't expecting that low, but I mean, let's see who we got next here, Billy.
Our next dog is Fertilizer. She has been diagnosed with terminal AIDS. She's from South and North Virginia. She is very known well for her name, Fertilizer, very, very, very exotic, and she also has severe hemorrhoid swelling.
Oh, that is too bad, Duke. I'm really rooting for her now. I really want her to get those AIDS treated. Oh, looking like she's going on to her signature pooping on a tree technique, an extremely difficult technique to pull off. Once again, the poopy just flying out there very quick. That will earn her some extra points for sure. A very nice poop from Fertilizer. What do you think about it, Duke?
I think it was a bit chunky, but then again, the tree method is so hard to pull off these days, and she did it perfectly.
It really is. I'm expecting a decently high score from that. Let's check back into the studio, see what she got. Looks like a 92 from Fertilizer. Very impressive here. That might be the winning score, or at least close to it, but we won't know until we get into these last two dogs. Speaking of which, what is our next dog do?
Our next dog, Bobby, is Odor. She is being diagnosed with terminal AIDS. She's from North South Dakota, and she also is very very well known in the world. You know, she's like top 10.
She's a veteran. She's a very
good.
very popular dog.
And she also has severe hemorrhoid swelling. So.
Oh, that's too bad. I'm really rooting for her here. She's a really great dog, and I hope she doesn't die of that terminal AIDS. Hopefully she wins, gets some money. Oh, looking like we're going on here. Pooping right near some chickens. A very dangerous strategy. She might lose focus and try to eat them. Oh, but looking like on those chickens, the chickens are taking interest. The chickens taking interest there might signal the judges to think it was a very gorgeous poop, as chickens do have a very good taste in dog poopy. What do you think about that, Duke?
I think it was a bit splotchy, you know, in some spots, but the chickens had a bit way more, you know.
I agree. That was very, very nice. I'm expecting a decently sized score. Hopefully the judges got a good view of those chickens. I mean, the poop in chickens, it really tips them off to know that it's a quality poo-poo. So let's see what we got here. Talking to the studio. An 80 tapeworms out of 100. That is much lower than I was expecting.
I know,
I'm going
same.
to be honest. What do you think about that, Duke? What do you think about it?
I think the judges are being favorites here. You know, discharge got 82, and you know it wasn't the best, but Oder had the chickens and everything, and she got a lower score.
It really, that was an odd score. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm a bit disheartened about that. I was really rooting for Oder. So let's see if Fertilizer will get our win or not. Our final dog here, who is it, Duke?
Our final dog is Augusta. She's been diagnosed with terminal AIDS. She is from North South Dakota, and she's also she is top 10 in the world as well, and she also has moderate hemorrhoid swelling.
That is really too bad. Let's see right here if she's gonna come on. Oh, here we go. A very nice start. The running pooping technique is very difficult to pull off. Oh, and she does look like she's going to be doing it. The owner right there, not looking extremely happy, seeming to could bring down the dog's spirits and lead to a worse poop, but does look like a pretty nice poopy right there from behind. I'm expecting a decently high score, especially with that running pooping technique. What do you think, Duke?
I think the running technique is like the most complicated thing in the sport. You know, it's so hard to pull off, and she did it beautifully.
Yeah, it is a very difficult technique.
Perfect.
I'm expecting a very high score for Augusta here. Let's see here, our final score, and it will be a 98 tapeworms out of 100. An incredible score, a phenomenal score. And that looks like it's gonna be wrapping it up. Augusta, our final dog,
Augusta,
with the running pooping technique, does in fact take the win in the 2019 Canine Fall Fecal Finals. All right, Duke, let's look at the final scores here, although we already know that Augusta did take that final win. But let's go. So in first place, we have Augusta, an incredible performance, beautiful, unlike anything I've ever seen. In second place, Fertilizer with a nice 92 points, a great poopy, but not edging out Augusta. In third place, Sparky, still a great poopy, but a little lower. Now, Discharge with 82 points. Once again, a gorgeous poopy, but a little bit splotchy.
A little bit too wet.
A little bit too wet and splotchy, getting him down into that lower tier. In fifth place, Odor, a very decent poopy. In my opinion, should have gotten a little higher, especially because of the chickens, but and 80 points nonetheless. And in the last place with only 70 points, sad to say, Stool. A great pooper for many years, but looks like he's fallen a bit short this year. Still managed to get to the finals. Hopefully next year he'll be able to pull it back up. I'm Bobby. Duke, what do you think about this?
I think that was a very good competition. Augusta clearly won it. She was beautiful. 10 out of 10 for me, if I were a judge.
It was a gorgeous, gorgeous poopy. Well, folks, it looks like this is the end of the K9 Fecal Finals here in Tokyo, Cuba. Thank you to our sponsors, Asinol, Dribbles Big Bites, and Invisaleash. I have been Bobby Sprinklebottom. This is Duke Peepee, and from all of our friends at the Adolescent Sports Network, have a great rest of your day, and we'll see you next year.
Welcome back to A Waste of Time, the only program produced by people in the many stages of puberty. I'm your host, Ron, and about a year ago, we asked the age-old question, is Santa a pedophile? Now, 'tis the season, and the question has arose once again, is Santa a pedophile? But this time, why assume when we can talk to him? Ladies and gentlemen, through the power of the Atlas satellite system, Santa Claus. Santa, are you there?
Yes. I guess I'm as here as I can be these days. Oh.
You all right there?
Yeah. Yes.
You sure?
Yes. I'm all right. Thank you so much for having me here. Is it Warren?
Yes, it is.
Okay. Well, thank you, Warren, for having me on the show with all these beautiful children.
Okay. Well, Santa, you know, about a year ago, we asked the question on everyone's mind, are you a pedophile? And since then, our fans have been coming up with lots of theories, but of course, we don't truly know until we actually ask the man himself. So, is it true? Are you a pedophile?
Well, thank you for coming to me with this. Many people, could jump to conclusions about my, age is just a number. But I would never do anything like that. I think we might just, be yelling wolf when there is none. There's no point in talking about it when there's no way that I could ever be that. What you said.
Well, Mr. Claus, people raise legitimate concerns, and also, isn't what you said, that age is just a number, something that pedophiles and predators say all the time?
Okay, hang on. You guys aren't Dateline NBC, are you? Nothing like that?
No. Why would that matter?
Okay. You just gotta be careful these days. Well, and what is that? What is that?
Oh,
What
no.
is that?
Oh.
Why?
Don't worry about that. It's just the
are you
whistleblower.
sure?
I'm dreadfully sorry about that. It's just the whistleblower. Don't worry. Back to what you were saying.
All right. Anyway, yeah, you just got to be very, careful these days. Anyway, back to your question. No, I'm not a pedophile. People should stop talking about it. No one should ever think about it, mention it, or ever talk about it again in any sense ever. Okay.
Mr. Claus, you have to acknowledge at least the concern that people have. People, the exact image that we have up on our monitor is showing you with a child. People trust you with their children. What assurance can we have as a society that you are doing, or not doing something insidious with them?
Okay, look, I see what you're saying. But, you guys just gotta remember, I'm just a regular old guy who, definitely isn't feeling any feelings or emotions toward people of that younger age group. Now, how hard is that to understand?
Mr. Claus, you will not find it strange if I say that you come off as a pedophile. In this very interview, you come off as a pedophile.
Look, I was told that I would be talking to some nice, pretty children and not being interrogated.
That exact line proves that you are in fact a pedophile. Interrogation? Young children? Are you coming on the show strictly because it is a younger audience?
Okay. Look, you know what? We're done here. Okay. I thought I was just gonna be coming on here and having a nice little fun interview with some gorgeous little juicy children. And now, what is this? This is gotcha journalism.
Gotcha. Mr. Claus, throughout this interview, you have proven to me, and probably our audience, that you are in fact a pedophile.
And now you want to leave this interview, leaving this mock-up that you are in fact what people think that you are?
Okay, look, this is complete garbage. I had no idea she was 14. Look, she said to me that she was 37 years old, okay?
Wait. You're talking about...
I was just going over to make sure that she was all right. When I touched her, I wasn't doing anything. I was trying to make sure she was all right. It was purely for medical reasons, and I'm a great guy, and I was just trying to help her out and make sure she was okay. Look,
Mr. Claus? What?
Look, I've said too much, and I apologize for anything I've said. Please, no one think about this or look at this, please. I just need everyone who's watching this to erase it from their mind. We don't need to make this more of a thing than it has to be. It's just, a medical thing. It's all okay. Forget about it.
We're done here.
Yeah.
This has gone on for way too long, and I think we have come to the conclusion that you are a pedophile.
That is ridiculous.
We've come to the conclusion.
I'm not even close to anything like
Ladies and
that. I've
gentlemen,
never had
thank you.
any small, even slight feelings toward any children.
This interview is over.
Goodbye.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in and watching this episode of Wasted Time. I want to thank whoever we just talked to for saying whatever that just was. I want to thank the Portland Media Center for making this program possible, and I want to thank our executive producer and director, Chip Edgar. I want to thank Rosie Cielo for being behind our camera 1 and Billy McVeigh for being behind our camera 2. That's all the time we have for today. I want to thank everyone for making this program possible. Peace out, nerds.
Last time I played Father Christmas, I stood outside a department store.